Chapter 1. The rain hurt. Like really hurt, stinging my face and soaking through my clothes until I couldn't tell if I was shivering from cold or fear. I tried to move my hands. Nothing. My legs. Nothing. Everything felt wrong, fuzzy, like waking up from a nightmare, except I couldn't actually wake up. Then I felt it. The vibration underneath me. Metal. Cold and hard against my back. Oh God. Train tracks. I was lying on train tracks. You're awake. Good. My stomach dropped. I knew that voice. I'd heard it whisper, "I love you," 1,000 times. Heard it laugh at stupid movies. Heard it promise me forever. Keiran, he was standing over me, and for a second I thought maybe this was some awful prank. Maybe he'd laugh and untie me and we'd go home and forget this ever happened. But then I saw his face. His eyes were different. Wrong. Like someone had scooped out the person I loved and left behind something empty. "I'm sorry, Aria." He didn't sound sorry at all. "Sorry." I pulled at my wrists and pain shot through my arms. The ropes were so tight. "Keiran, what the hell is going on? Untie me." "I can't do that." "What do you mean you can't?" My voice cracked. This wasn't real. This couldn't be real. "This isn't funny, Keiran. Please. You're scaring me." He crouched down next to me, close enough that I could see the rain dripping off his nose. Close enough that I could smell his cologne, the one I bought him for his birthday. "I need you to know something," he said quietly. "Us. This whole thing. It wasn't real." I felt like he'd punched me in the chest. "What are you talking about?" "The relationship. The dates. The plans we made." He wouldn't look at me. None of it meant anything. "Stop it." Tears were streaming down my face now, mixing with the rain. "Stop lying. We love each other. We were going to move in together next month. We already put down the deposit." "You picked out yellow curtains," he said, and something flickered across his face. "You said they reminded you of sunshine. Then why?" I was screaming now, my throat burning. "Why are you doing this to me?" "Because I was paid to." The words didn't make sense. Like he was speaking another language. "Paid? Paid to do what?" "To kill you." I stopped breathing. Just completely stopped. "Someone paid me to kill you, Aria. A lot of money. Enough to disappear and start over somewhere new." "That's insane." I was shaking so hard my teeth chattered. "Who would?" "I don't even." "Keiran, I work at an art gallery. I can barely afford my rent. Nobody wants me dead." "Your father does." "My father's dead." I screamed it. "He died 5 years ago." "Did he?" The rumbling under my back was getting stronger. Louder. I could feel it in my bones now. "Please." I gave up on understanding. Gave up on pride. I just begged. "Please, Keiran. I don't care about the money or who paid you or anything. Just let me go. We can figure this out. We can. I'm sorry about your sister." Everything stopped. My heart. My breath. Everything. "What?" "Serafina. I'm sorry about what happened to her." "No. No, no, no." He didn't get to say her name. "Not now. Not like this." "Why?" I could barely get the words out. "Why would you bring up Sarah?" But Keiran wasn't looking at me anymore. He was staring at something behind me, and his face went completely white. "No," he whispered. "You're not supposed to." "Who's there?" I tried to turn my head, but I couldn't see anything. "Keiran, who is it?" "I didn't know," he stammered, backing away. "I swear I didn't know, they didn't tell me." And then he just ran. Left me there tied to the tracks and ran away like a coward. The train was so close now. I could see the light. Could hear it screaming toward me. I lost it. Started yanking at the ropes so hard I felt something in my wrist pop. Started screaming for help even though I knew nobody was coming. Nobody ever came. The light was blinding now. The sound was everything. I closed my eyes because I couldn't watch myself die. This is it. After everything. After Sarah, after rebuilding my life, after finally thinking I was happy. This is how it ends. Then someone grabbed me. Hands grabbed my arms and a knife cut through the ropes, and suddenly I was being pulled, dragged away from the tracks. We hit the muddy ground and rolled down the hill as the train blasted past, so close I felt the wind from it. I couldn't move. Couldn't process what just happened. My whole body was shaking. "Are you hurt?" A man's voice. Calm. Steady. Like this was normal for him. I opened my eyes and my heart stopped for a completely different reason. He was gorgeous. Not like pretty boy gorgeous, but dangerous gorgeous. The kind of face you see and know immediately this person could ruin your life. Dark eyes. Expensive suit. Hair wet from the rain. And I knew him. I'd seen his picture in Sarah's things after she died, hidden in a box under her bed with letters she never sent. "You're dead," I whispered. "You died 2 years ago. I saw the news article." He stared at me like he was seeing a ghost too. "So are you." Everything started going fuzzy. My vision blurred at the edges. The last thing I heard before I passed out was his voice, low and certain. "You're mine now." Chapter 2. I woke up warm. That was the first weird thing. I should have been cold, soaked, dying on train tracks. But instead I was warm, lying on something soft, wrapped in blankets that felt like clouds. Maybe I was dead. Maybe this was heaven. Then the pain hit. My wrists burned. My head throbbed. Every muscle in my body screamed like I'd been hit by a truck. Okay, definitely not dead. Dead people don't hurt this much. I forced my eyes open. The ceiling above me was painted. Like actually painted with angels and gold leaf, and the kind of art you only see in museums. The bed I was lying in was huge, bigger than my entire bedroom back home. Everything smelled like expensive cologne and something else. Danger, maybe if danger had a smell. Where the hell was I? I sat up too fast and immediately regretted it. The room spun. I grabbed my head, and that's when I noticed my wrists were bandaged. Clean white bandages, perfectly wrapped. Someone had taken care of me. I was wearing different clothes too. A silk nightgown. Black. Definitely not mine. My wet clothes were gone. Panic shot through me. Someone had undressed me. Changed me. While I was unconscious. I threw off the blankets and stood up, legs shaking. I needed to get out. Needed to figure out what was happening. The last thing I remembered was the train. Keiran. That man. "You're awake." I spun around, and there he was, leaning against the doorway like he'd been watching me. Still in that expensive suit, though he'd ditched the jacket. His white shirt was rolled up at the sleeves, showing forearms that looked like he could snap someone's neck without trying. "Stay away from me." My voice came out steadier than I felt. "I'll scream." "Go ahead." He pushed off the doorway and walked into the room. "Nobody will come. And even if they did, they work for me." He moved like a predator. Slow. Confident. Like he knew I had nowhere to run. "Who are you?" I backed up until I hit the wall. "What do you want with me?" "My name is Lucien." He stopped a few feet away, studying me. "And what I want is to keep you alive." "By kidnapping me?" "By saving you from being murdered by your boyfriend." He said it so casually, like we were discussing the weather. "You're welcome, by the way." "Ex-boyfriend." The word tasted like poison. "And I didn't ask you to save me. Would you prefer I left you on those tracks?" "Yes." "No." I didn't know. My brain felt like scrambled eggs. "How did you even know I was there?" I asked. "I've been watching you." "Okay, that was somehow worse than everything else." "That's not creepy at all," I said. "So what, you're a stalker and a kidnapper?" "I'm a businessman." He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. "And you're a liability I couldn't afford to lose." "A liability?" I laughed, but it came out kind of hysterical. "I'm a nobody. I work at an art gallery making minimum wage. I eat ramen for dinner 4 nights a week. What could you possibly want with me?" "Information." He pulled out his phone and held it up. The screen showed a photo. My heart stopped. It was Serafina, my dead sister. But she wasn't dead in this photo. She was very much alive, sitting at a cafe, smiling at the camera. "That was taken 6 months ago," Lucien said. No, that was impossible. "That's fake." My voice shook. "My sister drowned 3 years ago. I went to her funeral." You went to a funeral with a closed casket," he interrupted. "Did you ever actually see her body?" I hadn't. They told me it was too damaged from being in the water. Mom said I shouldn't see her like that I should remember her alive. "Oh God, where did you get this?" I grabbed the phone from his hand, staring at the photo. It was her. Same dark hair. Same smile. Same birthmark on her neck that looked like a butterfly. "Where is she?" "That's what I need you to help me figure out." I looked up at him. "Why would I help you?" "Because 6 months ago, your sister stole something very valuable from me. Then she disappeared." He took the phone back. "And because whoever paid your boyfriend to kill you is the same person who made your sister run." My head was spinning. This was too much. Way too much. "I need to sit down." "You are sitting down." I looked down. Huh. I was sitting on the floor. "When did that happen?" Lucien sighed and walked over, offering his hand. I stared at it like it might bite me. "I'm not going to hurt you, Aria." "How do you know my name?" "I know everything about you." He was still holding out his hand. Your favorite color is blue. You're allergic to strawberries. You have a scar on your left knee from when you fell off your bike at age 7. You visit your sister's grave every Sunday with daisies because roses are too expensive. Should I continue? That was really creepy, but also kind of impressive. I took his hand. It was warm, strong. He pulled me up easily like I weighed nothing. Why do you need my help finding her? I asked. You clearly have the resources to find anyone. Because she's good at hiding. Better than I expected. He let go of my hand, and I immediately missed the warmth. What was wrong with me? But she won't hide from you. You're her sister. Her sister who she let think she was dead for 3 years. The betrayal hit me all over again. Why would she do that? Why would she fake her death and let me grieve? That's another thing we need to find out. I walked over to the window, needing space to think. The view outside was insane. Massive gardens. Fountains. Gates that looked like they belonged to a castle. This wasn't just a house. This was an estate. Where are we? I asked. My home. About an hour outside the city. So you really did kidnap me. I prefer the term protective custody. I turned to face him. And what if I refuse to help you? What if I just want to go home and pretend none of this ever happened? Then you'll be dead within 24 hours. He said it like he was telling me the time. Whoever wants you gone paid good money for it. They'll send someone else. Someone less conflicted than Keiran. Keiran. God, even thinking his name hurt. How do you know he was conflicted? I asked. Because if he wasn't, you'd be dead. He had plenty of opportunities to kill you before tonight. Lucien walked closer. He waited until the last possible moment. Until someone forced his hand. He still tried to kill me. Yes, he did. Another step closer. And I'll find him too. Eventually. The way he said it made my blood run cold. This man was dangerous. Really dangerous. And I was trapped here with him. So what? I just stay here and help you find my supposedly dead sister who stole from you? I crossed my arms. What's in it for me? Your life. Not good enough. He raised an eyebrow. You're negotiating? I'm nobody's prisoner. I lifted my chin. If I'm helping you, I want answers. Real answers. About Sarah. About my father. About why someone wants me dead. All of it. For the first time, Lucien looked almost impressed. Deal. He held out his hand. You help me find Serafina and what she took. I'll tell you everything I know. And I'll keep you alive. I stared at his hand. This was insane. I should be running. Screaming. Calling the police. But the police couldn't tell me why my sister faked her death. Or why Keiran betrayed me. Or who wanted me dead. I shook his hand. One more thing, I said. Don't ever undress me again while I'm unconscious. He actually smiled. A real smile this time. That was my doctor. Female. I'll introduce you later. Oh, I felt my face heat up. Right. But noted. His eyes held mine. Next time you'll be awake. My stomach did a weird flip. What did that mean? Before I could ask, his phone buzzed. He checked it and his expression went cold. What? I asked. What's wrong? He turned the phone to show me. It was a text from an unknown number. Just one line. Phase 1 complete. She trusts no one now. I felt sick. What does that mean? I whispered. Lucien's jaw tightened. It means everything that happened tonight was planned. The train tracks. The timing. Even my rescue. But why? To isolate you. To make you vulnerable. He looked at me, something dark flickering in his eyes. Someone's playing a very dangerous game. And we're both pieces on the board. Chapter 3. I didn't sleep that night. How could I? Every time I closed my eyes, I saw Keiran's face, heard the train getting closer, felt those ropes cutting into my wrists. By the time morning light crept through the fancy curtains, I'd paced a hole in the carpet and made approximately 700 plans to escape. All of them sucked. Someone knocked on the door. Go away, I called out. The door opened anyway. Of course it did. But it wasn't Lucien. It was a woman, maybe mid-30s, with kind eyes and scrubs on. She carried a medical bag. I'm Dr. Chen, she said. I treated you last night. Just want to check those wrists. Right. The woman who undressed me. I felt my face get hot again. They're fine, I said. Humor me. She sat on the edge of the bed and gestured for me to sit too. I did, mainly because she seemed normal and normal was really appealing right now. She unwrapped the bandages carefully. The rope burns looked angry and red, but not as bad as I expected. You're lucky, Dr. Chen said, applying some kind of cream. A few more minutes, and you might have lost circulation. Yeah, lucky. That's me. She rewrapped everything with fresh bandages, then packed up her bag. He's not as bad as he seems, she said quietly. Who, Lucien? He saved my daughter once. From some very bad people. She stood up. I know what he does isn't always legal. But he's not a monster. I didn't know what to say to that. After she left, I found clothes laid out on a chair. Jeans that actually fit, a soft sweater, even underwear that was somehow exactly my size. The fact that Lucien knew my size for everything was deeply unsettling. I got dressed and ventured out of the bedroom. Time to explore my gilded cage. The house was massive. Room after room of expensive furniture and art that probably cost more than I'd earn in my lifetime. I passed several people in suits who nodded at me, but didn't speak. Guards probably. I found Lucien in what looked like a gym. He was shirtless, beating the hell out of a punching bag. Sweat dripped down his back, and I tried really hard not to stare at the muscles. Failed, obviously. Enjoying the view? He asked without turning around. Crap. Busted. I was looking for breakfast, I lied. Kitchen's downstairs. Chef will make you anything you want. He finally stopped and grabbed a towel. Or you can wait 10 minutes and eat with me. I'll wait. I don't know why I said that. Maybe because eating alone in this huge house seemed worse than eating with a crime boss. Lucien threw on a shirt, which was both disappointing and a relief, and led me to a dining room that could seat like 20 people. We sat at one end of the massive table, which felt ridiculous. A woman brought out food. Eggs, bacon, toast, fruit. Actual good food, not the cereal I usually ate standing over my sink. So what's the plan? I asked, shoving eggs in my mouth. How do we find Sarah? We start with the last place she was seen. Lucien slid a folder across the table. An art gallery downtown. Abandoned now. I opened the folder. Photos of a building I recognized. The Meridian? I sat up straight. I know that place. I applied for a job there once. Did you get it? No. They said the position was filled. I looked at the photos closer. This was 3 years ago, right before Sarah, before she supposedly died. Yes. Something clicked in my brain. Wait, 3 years ago. That's when she was working there. She was so excited about it. She was working for me, Lucien said. Or she was supposed to be. I bought the gallery as a front for moving money. She was meant to manage it. Sarah worked for you? This kept getting worse. Doing what exactly? Initially? Just running the gallery. She had an eye for art, connections in that world. He paused. Then she started asking questions. Digging into things she shouldn't have. What kind of things? My business. My competitors. Your family. My family's dead. Are they? He looked at me the same way he had last night. Like I was naive. Your father's supposedly dead. Your sister's supposedly dead. Seeing a pattern. I put down my fork. My appetite was gone. What are you saying? I'm saying your family has a lot of secrets, Aria. And your sister found out some of them. What secrets? My dad was an accountant. My mom's a school teacher. We're boring. Lucien pulled out his phone and showed me another photo. My dad. Definitely my dad. But he was standing with men in suits, expensive suits, outside some building I didn't recognize. This was taken 4 years ago, Lucien said. 4 years ago. A year after he supposedly died. I felt sick. No, I whispered. No, that's not possible. I went to his funeral. Open casket? I shook my head. Car accident. They said he was 2. They said we shouldn't see him. Convenient. I stood up so fast my chair fell over. You're lying. You're messing with my head. Why would I do that? I don't know. Because you're a criminal? Because this is some kind of game. I was yelling now. My father is dead. I grieved him. I visit his grave every month. Then let's go visit it now, Lucien said calmly. Let's see what's really buried there. I wanted to say no. Wanted to tell him he was crazy. But doubt was creeping in, wrapping around my heart like ice. What if he was right? 2 hours later, we were standing in a cemetery. My father's grave was simple. Just a headstone with his name and dates. This proves nothing, I said. Lucien made a phone call. 20 minutes later, 2 men showed up with shovels. What are you doing? I grabbed his arm. You can't just dig up a grave. Watch me. This is illegal. This is crazy. You want answers or not? I did. God help me, I really did. It took them an hour to dig down to the casket. I stood there shaking, arms wrapped around myself. This was wrong. So wrong. They pried open the casket. It was empty. Just a suit laid out like a person should be in it, but no body. No bones. Nothing. I fell to my knees in the grass. No, I breathed. No, no, no. Lucien crouched beside me. I'm sorry. He's alive. Tears streamed down my face. My dad is alive and he let me think he was dead. Why would he do that? Why would anyone do that? I don't know yet. But we'll find out. And Sarah knew. It was all connecting now. She found out, and that's why she faked her death too. She was trying to tell me something. Lucien helped me up. Did she leave anything for you? Any belongings? Just a box. Mom gave it to me after the funeral. I couldn't look at it. It's still in my closet at home. We need that box. We drove to my apartment. My sad little apartment that I could barely afford. It felt like a lifetime ago that I'd lived here, even though it had only been a day. Everything was trashed. Furniture overturned. Drawers dumped out. My clothes thrown everywhere. Someone's already been here, Lucien said, hand moving to his jacket. He had a gun. Of course he had a gun. Sarah's box, I said, running to my bedroom closet. It was gone. The spot where I'd kept it for 3 years was empty. No. I tore through the mess, desperate. No, it has to be here. Aria. Lucien's voice was sharp. We need to leave. Now. But the box is gone. And whoever took it might still be here. We ran back to the car. As we pulled away, I looked back at my apartment building. My whole life was in there. My clothes, my books, my photos. Everything. I can't go back there, can I? I asked quietly. No. So what now? Now we go to the gallery. Maybe your sister left something there. The Meridian Gallery looked dead. Boarded up windows, graffiti on the walls. We broke in through a side door. Inside was creepy. Dust everywhere. Old paintings still hanging on walls. It felt like a tomb. Sarah spent a lot of time here, I said, my voice echoing. She loved this place. We split up to search. I went upstairs to what used to be the office. That's where I found it. A journal. Hidden under a loose floorboard wrapped in plastic. My hands shook as I opened it. Sarah's handwriting covered every page. I started reading and the world tilted. They lied about everything, the first entry said. Dad's alive. He's not an accountant. He's something worse. So much worse. And Mom knows. They both know. I kept reading, tears blurring the words. Dad runs everything. Drugs, weapons, money laundering. He's one of the biggest crime lords on the East Coast. And he wanted me and Aria to be just like him. We were never just his daughters. We were his legacy. No, this couldn't be real. I have to disappear, another entry read. Dad found out I was helping Lucien gather evidence against him. He said if I didn't come back, he'd hurt Aria. Use her instead. Turn her into what he wanted me to be. I felt someone behind me. Spun around. Lucien stood in the doorway, reading over my shoulder. Your whole life was a setup, he said quietly. Your father planted you with Keiran. Used him to watch you, control you. Keiran knew. My voice broke. The whole time. I think so. Yes. The journal fell from my hands. Everything I thought I knew about my life was a lie. My father. My sister. Keiran. All of it. I need air, I gasped. I can't breathe. I stumbled toward the window, but Lucien caught me. Pulled me against his chest. Breathe, he said. Just breathe. I grabbed his shirt and did. Breathed. In and out. His heart beat steady under my cheek. I don't know who I am anymore, I whispered. You're Aria. You're strong. You survived. His hand rubbed my back. And you're not alone. I looked up at him. He was so close. His eyes were dark and deep, and I wanted to fall into them and forget everything. He leaned down. I leaned up. Our lips were an inch apart. Then gunfire exploded through the gallery. Glass shattered. Bullets tore through walls. Lucien threw me to the ground, covering me with his body. Stay down, he shouted. More gunshots. Voices yelling. Someone was trying to kill us. And I had a feeling I knew exactly who sent them. Chapter 4. Lucien pulled me behind an old desk as bullets punched holes in the walls around us. I couldn't think. Couldn't process. My ears were ringing, and my heart was trying to break out of my chest. How many? Lucien shouted into his phone while pulling out his gun. I heard voices downstairs. Heavy footsteps. At least 3, maybe more. They're coming up, I whispered. I know. He grabbed my face, forcing me to look at him. Listen to me. There's a back staircase through that door. It leads to the alley. When I start shooting, you run. Don't stop, don't look back. The car will meet you there. What about you? I'll be right behind you. He was lying. I could tell. Lucien. Go. He stood up and started firing. I ran. Hated myself for it, but I ran. Through the door, down the narrow stairs, my feet slipping on old wood. Behind me I heard gunfire. So much gunfire. Please be okay, I thought. Please don't die. I burst into the alley and the black car was there, engine running. I dove into the back seat. Where's Lucien? The driver asked. Older guy's scarred face looked military. Still inside. We have to wait. We wait, we all die. He started driving. No. Stop the car. We can't leave him. He gave orders. I follow them. I looked back at the gallery. Saw shadows moving in the windows. More gunfire. Then an explosion. The whole second floor blew out, fire and glass shooting into the street. No. I screamed. Go back. We have to go back. He's gone, miss. I'm sorry. You don't know that. Turn around. The driver ignored me, speeding through streets I didn't recognize. I couldn't stop shaking. Couldn't stop seeing that explosion. Lucien was dead. He'd saved me twice, and now he was dead because of me. We drove for 20 minutes before pulling into an underground garage. The driver led me to an elevator that took us down. Some kind of bunker, maybe. The doors opened to a huge space. Computers everywhere. People working at monitors. In the center stood a woman in a suit, barking orders. She saw me and her expression went cold. You brought her here? She snapped at the driver. Victor, what were you thinking? Boss's orders, Victor said. Keep her safe no matter what. The boss is dead. The words hit me like a slap. We don't know that, Victor said. The whole building came down. The woman turned to me. This is your fault. You led them right to him. I didn't. My voice came out small. I didn't know they'd follow us. Of course you didn't. You're a civilian. An amateur. She stepped closer. Lucien died protecting someone who doesn't even belong in this world. Back off, Elena, Victor warned. So this was Elena, Lucien's second in command. From the way she looked at me, she wanted me dead almost as much as whoever sent those gunmen. We have a breach, someone called from a computer. Multiple breach points. They're coming. How? Elena pulled out her gun. How did they find this location? Everyone started looking at each other. Suspicious. Scared. We have a mole, Victor said quietly. Someone's been feeding them information. Lock it down, Elena ordered. Nobody leaves. Nobody communicates with the outside. People started moving, grabbing weapons, taking positions. I just stood there like an idiot, useless. Can you shoot? Victor asked me. I've never even held a gun. Then stay out of the way. The first explosion shook the whole bunker. Dust fell from the ceiling. Alarms started blaring. They're breaching the north entrance, someone yelled. Fall back to position 2, Elena shouted. Move. Everything was chaos. People running, guns firing. I pressed myself against a wall, trying to disappear. Then I saw him. Through the smoke and confusion, I saw someone in tactical gear. But he moved wrong. Too familiar. I knew that walk. He turned his head and our eyes met. Keiran. My legs went numb. He was here. Working with them. He tried to kill me, and now he was here to finish the job. He started walking toward me, gun in hand. I couldn't move. Couldn't breathe. Victor stepped between us, raising his weapon. Back off, Victor growled. Move, Keiran said. This doesn't concern you. Everything here concerns me. They stared at each other. Victor's finger was on the trigger. Victor, don't. I heard myself say. Please. I don't know why I said it. Maybe because enough people had died today. Maybe because part of me still remembered loving Keiran, even though that person was clearly gone. Victor didn't lower his gun. Give me one reason not to shoot you. Because I can help you, Keiran said. I know who the mole is. Bullshit. Elena appeared beside us. You're working for them. Was working for them. Keiran lowered his gun slowly. They sent me to kill Aria on the tracks. I couldn't do it. You tied me to train tracks. I finally found my voice. You left me there to die. I tied the knots loose. I knew Lucien was watching. I knew he'd save you. Keiran looked at me, and I saw something in his eyes. Guilt. Pain. I've been trying to keep you alive this whole time, Aria. That's why they sent someone to finish the job. Lies, Elena said. He's buying time for his team. My team. Keiran laughed bitterly. They beat the hell out of me for failing. Look. He lifted his shirt. His torso was covered in bruises and cuts. Fresh ones. They were going to kill me, he continued. But I told them I could get close to you again. Make you trust me. So they brought me on this raid. Why should we believe you? Victor asked. Because the mole is Marco. Third computer on the left. He's been sending location data for the past 3 months. Everyone turned to look. Marco, a young guy with glasses, looked up from his computer. His face went white. That's ridiculous, Marco said. I would never. Check his phone, Keiran said. Encrypted app. Green icon disguised as a calculator. Elena moved fast, grabbing Marco's phone from his desk. She swiped through it. Her expression went dark. It's here. She looked at Marco with murder in her eyes. You son of a bitch. Marco bolted. He made it maybe 3 steps before Victor shot him in the leg. Marco went down screaming. How long? Elena stood over him. How long have you been selling us out? 6 months, Marco gasped. They have my sister. They said they'd kill her if I didn't. Who's they? I asked, stepping forward. Who are you working for? Marco looked at me and something like pity crossed his face. Your father, he said. Victor Castellano. That's who's behind everything. The name hit me like ice water. Victor Castellano. I'd heard that name in Sarah's journal. One of the biggest crime lords on the East Coast. That's not possible, I whispered. My father's name was Robert Chen. He was an accountant. Robert Chen was an alias. Marco coughed, blood on his lips. Your real father is Victor Castellano. He's been orchestrating everything. Your sister's disappearance. The attempt on your life. All of it. Why? My voice broke. Why would he want me dead? He doesn't want you dead, Keiran said quietly. He wants you broken. Alone. Dependent on him. So you'd come back to him. Take your sister's place. That's insane. That's your father. Before I could process that, the bunker shook again. Another explosion, closer this time. They're through the south entrance, someone shouted. We need to evacuate, Elena said. Now. There's no time, Victor argued. We're surrounded. That's when I heard it. A voice over a loudspeaker. Deep. Commanding. Familiar in a way that made my skin crawl. Aria, sweetheart. I know you can hear me. My father's voice. I'd know it anywhere, even after 5 years. Come out and nobody else has to die. This is between family. Elena looked at me. Don't even think about it. But I was thinking about it. All these people dying because of me. Because of my messed up family. What if I go? I asked. What if I surrender? Then you're an idiot, Keiran said. He'll never let you go. Never let any of us go. He's right, Victor added. Victor doesn't negotiate. He eliminates. The loudspeaker crackled again. I'm losing patience, Aria. 10 seconds. Then we come in shooting. There has to be another way out, I said desperately. There is. The voice came from behind us. We all turned. Lucien stood there, covered in soot and blood, but very much alive. Lucien. I ran to him before I could stop myself. Threw my arms around him. He caught me, held me tight. Miss me? You're alive, I breathed. Hard to kill. He pulled back, looking around. Victor Citrep. Surrounded. Mole neutralized. Your girl's father is outside demanding her head. Not her head. Lucien's jaw tightened. Her loyalty. But he's not getting either. 5 seconds, my father's voice boomed. Everyone to the tunnels, Lucien ordered. There's an exit that leads to the river. Move. What about you? Elena asked. Lucien looked at me. Then at Keiran. We're going to have a family reunion. Chapter 5. You're insane, I said to Lucien. You want to go out there and face my father? Not want. Need. He checked his gun. He won't stop until he has you. So we end this now. He'll kill you. He'll try. Lucien looked at Keiran. You coming or are you actually a coward? Kieran's jaw tightened. I'm coming. Wait, what? I grabbed Lucien's arm. You trust him now? He literally tried to kill me. He failed. Multiple times. That says something. Lucien pulled away gently. Besides, we need someone on the inside. Someone your father thinks is still loyal. This is a terrible plan, Elena muttered, but she was already moving people toward the tunnels. Most of my plans are. Lucien turned to me. You go with Victor. Get somewhere safe. No. The word came out stronger than I expected. I'm not running anymore. Aria. He's my father. This is my fight. Which is exactly why you can't be there. His voice went soft. He'll use you. Manipulate you. You're not ready. That stung. Mostly because it was probably true. Then teach me, I said. Right now. Teach me how not to fall for his crap. Lucien stared at me for a long moment. Then he actually smiled. You're stubborn. I like that. He pulled out a small gun and handed it to me. Safety's here. Point and shoot. Don't think, just react. The gun felt wrong in my hand. Too heavy. Too real. I don't know if I can. You can. His hand covered mine. When the time comes, you'll know what to do. Victor led everyone else into the tunnels. It was just me, Lucien, and Keiran now, standing in an empty bunker, about to face the man who'd lied to me my entire life. Time's up, my father's voice echoed. I'm coming in. The main door exploded inward. Men in tactical gear poured through. At least a dozen. But they didn't shoot. They just formed a line, guns pointed at us. Then he walked in. My father looked exactly the same. Salt and pepper hair. Kind eyes. The same smile he used to give me when he helped with my homework. Except now I knew it was all fake. All a mask. There's my girl, he said warmly, like we were meeting for coffee. You've grown up so much. I couldn't speak. Couldn't move. 5 years of grief, and now he was just standing there like nothing happened. Nothing to say to your old man? He stepped closer. I've missed you, sweetheart. Don't. My voice shook. Don't call me that. But that's what you are. My sweet girl. My Aria. He ignored Lucien and Keiran completely, eyes only on me. I know you're confused. Angry. But everything I did was to protect you. Protect me? I laughed, but it came out broken. You faked your death. You let me cry over an empty grave. I had to disappear. My enemies were getting too close. If they knew you were my daughter, he shook his head sadly. They would have hurt you to get to me. I couldn't risk that. So you just abandoned me? I watched over you. Every day. Made sure you were safe. His smile widened. Made sure you met the right people. Like Keiran here. Keiran went rigid beside me. You set us up, I whispered. Our whole relationship was your idea. I needed someone close to you. Someone to keep you safe and report back to me. My father shrugged. Keiran was perfect. Charming. Trustworthy. And he did love you in his own way. I looked at Keiran. Is that true? At first I was just doing a job, Keiran said quietly. But yeah, I fell for you. Made everything harder. Oh, how touching. My father's voice went cold. Shame you couldn't follow through when it mattered. You told me to scare her, Keiran shot back. Make her vulnerable. You never said actually kill her. Plans change. My father pulled out a gun. Pointed it at Keiran. You became a liability. Wait. I stepped forward. Don't. See, this is your problem, Aria. Too soft. Too forgiving. My father didn't lower the gun. Your sister had the same weakness. That's why she's dead now. Everything stopped. What did you say? I breathed. Serafina. She's dead. For real this time. He said it so casually. Died 3 months ago when she refused to come home. You're lying. But my voice had no strength. She's alive. I saw the photo. Old photo. She died in a warehouse fire. Very tragic. His smile was cruel. She chose this criminal over her own family. Got what she deserved. Lucien moved so fast I almost missed it. 1 second he was beside me. The next he had a gun pressed to my father's head. You killed her, Lucien growled. You killed Sarah. I gave her a choice. She chose wrong. My father didn't even flinch. Just like you're choosing wrong now, Aria. Come home with me. Leave this killer. Start fresh. He's not the killer. I raised my gun, surprised by how steady my hands were. You are. My father's men all aimed at me. At least 12 guns pointed at my head. Put it down, sweetheart, my father said gently. You don't want to do this. You killed my sister. You tried to kill me. You ruined my entire life. Tears streamed down my face. Yeah, Dad. I really want to do this. Then do it. He spread his arms wide. Shoot your own father. Become just like me. My finger tightened on the trigger. It would be so easy. 1 bullet. End all of this. But I couldn't. Even after everything, I couldn't. That's what I thought. My father smiled. You're weak. Just like your mother. Leave her out of this, I said. Why? She's part of it. Did you really think she didn't know? He laughed. Your sweet mother, the school teacher. She knew everything. She helped me fake my death. Helped me plan your whole life. No. Not Mom too. You're lying. Am I? He pulled out his phone, turned it to show me. It was a video. Recent from the looks of it. My mom, sitting in what looked like a nice office, counting money. You're cut from the last shipment, a voice off camera said. Tell Victor thank you, my mom replied. And remind him Aria's birthday is next month. He should send a card. The video ended. I felt like I was falling, like the ground had opened up and swallowed me whole. Everyone you love is a lie, my father said softly. Everyone except me. I'm the only one who's been honest about what I am. A monster. And you're my daughter. That makes you a monster too. She's nothing like you. Lucien's voice was steel. Really? Then why is she still pointing that gun at me? My father tilted his head. Why hasn't she lowered it? Because part of her wants to pull the trigger. Part of her is exactly like me. He was right. God help me, he was right. Part of me wanted to shoot him. Wanted to watch him die. Aria, don't listen to him, Keiran said. He's messing with your head. Shut up, failure. My father's hand moved fast. He shot Keiran. Just pulled out a second gun and shot him in the chest. Keiran went down hard, blood spreading across his shirt. No. I dove for him, pressing my hands to the wound. No. Keiran, stay with me. Sorry, Keiran gasped, blood on his lips. Sorry I couldn't be better. Don't you dare die, I sobbed. Don't you dare. See how easy it is, my father said above me. One life. Gone. Just like that. And you couldn't stop it. Because you're not strong enough. I looked up at him. At this man who was supposed to love me. Protect me. You're right, I said. I'm not strong enough to be like you. I raised my gun. But I didn't point it at him. I pointed it at the gas line running along the ceiling. The one I'd noticed when we first came down here. Aria, what are you doing? Lucien said, understanding dawning on his face. Ending this. I looked at my father. If I can't kill you, I'll kill all of us. You won't, my father said, but he looked uncertain now. You don't have it in you. Maybe not. But I'd rather die than become you. I pulled the trigger. The gas line exploded. Fire and smoke filled the bunker. Alarms screamed. My father's men started shooting blindly. Lucien grabbed me, threw me over his shoulder. Started running through the chaos. Keiran, I screamed. Victor's got him, Lucien shouted. Hold on. We ran through smoke so thick I couldn't see. Gunfire everywhere. Explosions. Screaming. Then fresh air. We burst into the tunnels. Victor was ahead, dragging Keiran's body. Elena covered our escape, shooting back at anyone who followed. Seal it, Lucien ordered. Someone hit a button. The tunnel entrance collapsed behind us. We kept running. Through darkness, through water, through passages that felt like they'd never end. Finally we emerged by the river. Boats waiting. Get in, Lucien said, putting me down. I ran to Keiran. Victor had him laid out in one of the boats. Still breathing, barely. He needs a hospital, Victor said. Can't risk it. We'll take him to the safe house. Lucien looked back at the bunker. Smoke rose in the distance. Did anyone else make it out? Everyone who was supposed to, Elena said. What about Victor Castellano? Either dead or pissed. Lucien climbed into the boat beside me. Either way, we need to disappear. Now. As we sped down the river, I held Keiran's hand. He was barely conscious, but his fingers squeezed mine weakly. Why'd you do it? I whispered. Why'd you step between me and him? Because, Keiran coughed. Because somebody had to save you from him. Even if I couldn't save you from me. Don't talk. Save your strength. He smiled, blood on his teeth. Never was good at following orders. Lucien's hand touched my shoulder. We'll save him. Promise. Promise. I looked back one more time. At the smoke. At the city disappearing behind us. My father was probably alive. He was like a cockroach. Impossible to kill. But I'd shot at him. I'd chosen to fight. Maybe I wasn't as weak as he thought. Maybe I was stronger than I thought too. Chapter 6. The safe house was actually a cabin in the middle of nowhere. Woods all around, no neighbors for miles. Perfect for hiding or dying, depending on how you looked at it. Dr. Chin was already there when we arrived. She'd set up a whole operating area in the living room. Scary efficient. On the table, she ordered, pointing at Keiran. Victor and Lucien lifted him carefully. Keiran groaned, barely conscious. How bad? Lucien asked. Dr. Chin cut away Kieran's shirt, examined the wound. Her face gave nothing away. Bullet missed his heart by 2 inches. He's lucky. She started pulling out instruments. But he's lost a lot of blood. This is going to take hours. Everyone out except Elena. I need an extra pair of hands. I'm staying, I said. No, you're not. Dr. Chin didn't even look at me. You'll just be in the way. Lucien gently pulled me toward the door. Let her work. We ended up in the kitchen. Someone had stocked it with food, which seemed weird considering we were running for our lives. Lucien made coffee like we were having a normal morning. "Drink," he said, handing me a cup. I took it but didn't drink. Just held it, letting the warmth seep into my freezing hands. "My mom knew," I said quietly. "The whole time. She knew everything." "I'm sorry. Are you?" "Because you knew too. You knew about my father and you didn't tell me. I told you what you needed to know when you needed to know it." He sat across from me. "Would you have believed me if I'd laid it all out on day one?" "Probably not. I would have thought he was crazy." "Sarah's really dead, isn't she?" My voice cracked. That wasn't just him messing with me. Lucien was quiet for too long. "Tell me," I said. "Please. I need the truth." 3 months ago, she contacted me. Said she had evidence that could destroy your father's entire operation. We arranged a meeting at a warehouse. He stared at his coffee. When I got there, the place was on fire. I found her body in the back. She'd been shot first. The fire was to cover it up. The cup slipped from my hands, shattered on the floor. I didn't move. "Why didn't you tell me?" "Because you were safer not knowing. Your father was watching you, waiting to see if you'd lead him to the evidence." Lucien looked at me finally. "Serafina hid it somewhere. Somewhere only you could find it. That's why he kept you alive. He needs you. I don't know where any evidence is. Sarah and I barely talked the year before she died. We'd grown apart. Had you? Or did she push you away to protect you?" I thought about it. About how distant Sarah had been. How she'd cancel plans, avoid calls. I'd thought she was just busy with her new job. With her new life. But maybe she was trying to keep me out of danger. "The journal," I said suddenly. "In the gallery. Did you read all of it?" "Most of it." "Why?" "There was a page torn out. Near the end. I noticed it but didn't think." I stood up. "Where's the journal now?" "Victor has it. In the truck." I ran outside. Victor was standing guard, gun in hand. "I need the journal," I said. "The one from the gallery." He reached into the truck and handed it over. I flipped through pages frantically. There. The torn page. But when I held it up to the light from the cabin, I could see indentations. Sarah had pressed hard when she wrote on the missing page. "Lucien," I shouted. "I need a pencil." He appeared with one. I rubbed the side of the pencil over the indentations, and words started appearing. Like a magic trick. "What does it say?" Lucien asked, reading over my shoulder. "If you're reading this, I'm probably dead." My voice shook. "Aria, I'm so sorry. For everything. For leaving you. For not being strong enough to fight back. But I left you something. Something that can end all of this." I kept reading. "Remember our spot? Where we used to go when Dad fought with Mom. Our secret place that nobody else knew about? It's there. Hidden in the old tree. The evidence. Everything you need to destroy him." "Where's the spot?" Lucien asked. I knew exactly where. An old park near our childhood home. There was a massive oak tree with a hollow in the trunk. Sarah and I used to hide there for hours. "I can take you," I said. "It's probably a trap. Everything's a trap at this point." I looked at him. "But it's the only move we have left." Before Lucien could respond, Elena came out of the cabin. She was covered in blood. "He's stable," she said. "For now. But he needs real medical care soon, or he won't make it." "How soon?" I asked. 24 hours. Maybe less." I looked at Lucien. "Then we go now. Get the evidence. Use it to end my father. Then Keiran gets to a real hospital." "Your father's not going to just let us waltz into your old neighborhood," Victor said. "He doesn't know about the tree. It was just me and Sarah. We never told anyone." I was already moving toward the truck. "We have one advantage. Let's use it." Lucien caught my arm. "If this goes wrong, then we're no worse off than we already are." He studied my face for a long moment, then nodded. "Victor, you stay here with Dr. Chun and Keiran. Elena, you're with us." We took one truck. The drive felt endless. 2 hours of wondering if Keiran would still be breathing when we got back. 2 hours of hoping this wasn't all for nothing. My old neighborhood looked different. Smaller somehow. These streets where I'd lived my whole fake life. There, I pointed to the park. It was run down. Playground rusted. Grass overgrown. But the oak tree was still standing. We parked and approached on foot. "Too quiet," Elena muttered, gun drawn. She was right. No people. No cars. Just empty silence. I found the hollow in the tree trunk. Someone had covered it with old wood. Lucien helped me pry it away. Inside was a metal box. My hands shook as I pulled it out and opened it. USB drives. At least a dozen. And a letter in Sarah's handwriting. Before I could read it, gunfire exploded around us. We dove behind the tree. Bullets tore through bark. Then I saw her. My mom stepped out from the playground. Gun in hand. 5 men with her. "Hello, sweetheart," she said calmly. "I've been waiting." My blood turned to ice. "Mom, did you really think I wouldn't know where Sarah hid it? I knew my girls. I've been watching this tree for 3 months." "You killed her," I whispered. "Your own daughter." "I gave her a choice. She chose wrong." Mom raised her gun. Not at me. At Lucien. Him or the evidence. "Choose, Aria." My heart stopped. 10 seconds, Mom said. I looked at Lucien. He squeezed my hand. "Don't give it to her," he said quietly. 5 seconds. I gripped the box tighter. "Time's up." Mom pulled the trigger. But the shot didn't come from her gun. It came from behind her. Mom fell, clutching her shoulder. Behind her stood someone I recognized. Someone who was supposed to be dead. Serafina lowered her gun. "Surprise," my sister said. "Miss me?" Chapter 7. I couldn't move. Couldn't speak. Couldn't process what I was seeing. Serafina, my dead sister, standing there with a gun like she'd never been gone at all. "Sarah," my voice came out broken. "Hey, sis." She kept her gun on Mom, who was bleeding on the ground. "Sorry I'm late. You're dead. Lucien found your body. He found a body. Not mine." Sarah stepped closer. "Turns out faking your death is easier when you have access to the right people." "But why? Why let me think you were gone?" "Because Dad had eyes everywhere. If anyone knew I was alive, they'd use you to find me." Her voice was harder than I remembered. "I've been tracking him. Waiting for the right moment." Mom laughed through her pain. "Always so dramatic, Serafina." "Shut up." Sarah kicked Mom's gun away. "You don't get to talk anymore. We gave you everything," Mom spat. "And this is how you repay us? You gave us a prison." Sarah's hand shook. "You sold us to him like we were property." I was still frozen, holding the metal box. None of this felt real. "Aria." Sarah looked at me. "I know you're confused. But we need to move. Dad's people are 5 minutes out." "How do you know?" Elena asked. "I've been tracking their communications." Sarah pulled out a phone. "They're close." "Then we go," Lucien said. "Now." "What about her?" I looked at Mom on the ground. "Leave her," Sarah said coldly. "She's our mother. She stopped being our mother a long time ago." Sarah grabbed my arm. "Come on." But I couldn't just leave her bleeding. Even after everything. I called 911. Gave them the location. Then we ran. We piled into the truck and drove. Fast. The metal box sat on my lap, heavy with everything it meant. "Where are we going?" I asked. "Back to the cabin," Lucien said. "Get Keiran. Then we finish this." "How?" Elena turned to Sarah. "Victor has half the city in his pocket. We go public." Sarah held up her phone. "I've been building contacts. Journalists. Federal agents who aren't corrupt. We release everything at once." "That's suicide," Lucien said. "We'll be targets forever." "We're already targets." Sarah's voice was firm. "At least this way we fight back." I looked at the box. Thought about everything inside. All the people Dad had hurt. "She's right," I said. "We end this. Today." Lucien glanced at me. "You're sure?" "I'm done running." He nodded. "Okay. We do it smart. Release it everywhere at once. Make it impossible to bury." "I've been planning this for months," Sarah said. "I just needed the actual evidence." We made it back to the cabin. Dr. Chin met us at the door. "He's awake," she said. I ran inside. Keiran was pale, but his eyes were open. "Hey," he croaked. "Hey." I grabbed his hand. "You're okay." "Mostly." He tried to smile. Then saw Sarah. "You're alive?" "Apparently." She moved closer. "I'm sorry you got hurt because of us." "I got hurt because of my own choices." Keiran coughed. "But thanks for the apology." Over the next few hours, the cabin became a war room. Sarah and Lucien coordinated everything. Elena stood guard. Dr. Chin kept Keiran stable. And I went through the evidence. Videos. Bank records. Testimony. Photos of people who'd disappeared. Then I found something that made me stop. A photo of a woman. Caption underneath. Maria Chin. Died in childbirth, 1998. My mother's name. But this wasn't the woman I called Mom. "Lucien," I called. "Look at this." He came over, face going dark. "That's Victor's first wife. She died giving birth. But our birth certificates say 2000. Do they? He pulled up another file. According to these, you were born in 1998. To Maria. The room tilted. That's impossible. Unless they lied about that too. Sarah appeared behind us, face white. We're not her daughters. We're Maria's. But she died. One baby died. One survived. Lucien scrolled through more files. The woman you call mom isn't your mother at all. I felt sick. Every single thing about my life was a lie. It doesn't matter, I said finally. Real mom, fake mom. They both betrayed us. It matters. Sarah grabbed my shoulders. We're not like them. We can be different. We already are. I pulled her into a hug. We chose to fight. She hugged me tight. I missed you. Don't fake your death again. Deal. Lucien's phone buzzed. We're ready. Hit send and it goes everywhere. But once we do, there's no taking it back. I looked at Sarah. She looked at me. Normal is overrated anyway, we said together. On 3, Lucien said. He counted down. Hit send. For a moment, nothing. Then phones started exploding. Messages. Calls. Alerts. It's everywhere, Sarah whispered. Every news station. It's trending worldwide. No stopping it now, Elena said with satisfaction. I walked outside. The sun was setting. Beautiful and peaceful. Lucien followed. You okay? Ask me in a year. I turned to him. What happens now? Victor gets arrested. His empire falls. And you figure out who you really are. And you? I have charges to answer for. But I helped take him down. I'll survive. Probably. 90%. I smiled. I'll take those odds. Good. His hand touched my face. We started this with you on train tracks. Seems wrong to end it before we get a real beginning. Is that what this is? Could be. If you want. Despite everything, I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Hope. Yeah, I said. I want it to be. He kissed me. Soft. Gentle. Behind us, Sarah laughed at something. Dr. Chen scolded Keiran for sitting up. We were broken. All of us. Damaged by people who should have loved us. But we were alive. Fighting. Choosing something better. 3 months later, I stood in a courtroom and watched my father get sentenced to life in prison. He stared at me the whole time, trying to break me. I stared back. Didn't look away. When they let him out, he stopped. You'll regret this, he said. Then I guess it's good you're not really my father, I replied. His face went pale. Guards dragged him away. Outside, reporters swarmed. Sarah and I held hands, facing them together. What's next? Someone shouted. I looked at my sister. At Lucien behind us. At our strange, broken family. We rebuild, I said. We heal. We choose happiness. Every single day, Sarah added. We walked away from the cameras. From the past. It wasn't perfect. Keiran and I would never be together again, but we were finding friendship. Half of Dad's organization was still out there. But Sarah was alive. Lucien was free. And I was finally myself. That night, in the rain, Lucien found me. Thinking about the train, he asked. Always. Regret me saving you? I kissed him. Not even a little. Good. Because I'm not done saving you. And I'll save you back. He smiled. Deal. Some stories don't end with happily ever after. They end with choosing happiness. Every single day. And I chose him. I chose me. I chose life. The end. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed Aria's journey from the train tracks to freedom, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another twisted story. Drop a comment below telling me which plot twist shocked you the most. Want more dark romance and shocking betrayals? Check out my other stories in the playlist. See you in the next one.